Oh my God, Fanita.
Hello, welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I am your host, Willie Bragg, and I was going to talk about the status of the Green Party in North Carolina some more. Just didn't get around to talking about it until now, and it's very important to talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Better late than never, because I'm in solidarity with the Green Party of North Carolina, if I may say so myself. So basically, a while back, July 13th, I believe it was, I interviewed Matthew Hoh, who's the Green Party candidate for the U.S. Senate in North Carolina. They slashed their T's, they dotted their I's to make damn sure that the Green Party would be able to get on the ballot. I did my part. I signed and I got a few signatures. I tried to get a few signatures anyway. And suffice to say that they were able to get on the ballot, but the State Board of Elections decertified them just before the end of June, claiming that there were some bogus signatures, and it was a panel of 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans. And of course, the 3 Democrats decided that, hey, something was in their eyes fishy going on with regard to the Green Party, supposedly. So the only thing that was fishy was going on, in my opinion, is the Democratic Party. The Republicans, we know what they like to do. They like to suppress minority voters. The Democratic Party like to suppress insurgent left-wing campaigns, either within primaries or outside the two-party system. Because they like to keep the Democratic Party, softly center-right. So you had the choice between hard right with the Republicans and softly center right with the Democrats. And that's the way they like it in this country. So I'm going to go ahead and play you this right here. News report came to my attention that the North Carolina Green Party is filing a lawsuit against the state board of elections, and so they should. So we're going to go and play that, and then I will go and comment shortly thereafter. Hold tight here. Let me do one of these here. Okay. Let me do this. And let me do this. And let me do this. Okay, here we go.
A battle over the ballot is going to court and could have major implications.
Oh, let's get this thing a little bit louder. Sorry, everyone. Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and put this right back. Okay, hopefully we'll that was just too low of a volume right there, and we don't need it. We don't need a low volume on that. So I'm going to put it high. Hopefully it's not going to blow any amps out or anything like that. So here we go. Let's try it now.
A battle over the ballot is going to court and could have major implications in this year's election.
The Green Party sued state election officials today over the decision not to allow the party's candidates to be on the ballot. Our Capitol reporter Michael Hyland is live in Raleigh. Michael, this is happening amid a criminal investigation.
Yeah, the state election officials say they've identified some examples of fraud when it comes to the signatures the Green Party submitted to get on the ballot. But the Green Party says they're being targeted by Democrats who are concerned that they're going to pull votes from them in the upcoming election. Voters in North Carolina won't have the option to choose candidates from the Green Party this year, but now the party is going to court to try to change that. Matthew Hoh is the party's candidate for Senate.
I think it's been an experience of bad faith that ties into the overtly partisan nature of this whole process.
The party filed a lawsuit Thursday against the State Board of Elections. A few weeks ago, Democrats on the board rejected the Green Party's effort to get on the ballot. The agency's executive director, Karen Brinson-Bell, says there's a cloud of suspicion.
This is a criminal investigation. We do have identified fraud.
Investigators are looking into out-of-state firms the Green Party used to help gather signatures. In one county, 38 people have said they didn't actually sign the petition. Should the signatures that are in question cast a doubt on this entire process?
No, absolutely not. You're always going to have signatures that are not validated or not verified. That's the nature of petitioning. And that's why you always collect more than what the requirement is.
Some people who signed the Green Party's petition said people identifying themselves as Democrats have texted, called, or come to their homes asking them to remove their names from the petition, as the Greens could pull votes that might otherwise go to Democratic candidates. With ballots being printed next month, the chair of the Board of Elections rejected the notion that they tried to run out the clock on the Green Party.
If they had sufficient signatures by the date, I personally would be supportive of them being on the ballot.
The two-party system is undemocratic, and it's corrupt, and it's harmful, and this is what we're trying to change.
Election officials say there is no investigation into the people who are asking others to remove themselves from the Green Party's petition. They say that's protected under free speech and is part of this process. Live in Raleigh, Michael Hyland, CBS 17 News.
All right, Michael, thank you.
Okay. Well, I think free speech should guarantee ballot access in all 50 states. That should be a free speech issue. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that only in the United States you have a flawed electoral system where an independent candidate or third party has to ask permission from the two dominant parties. Pretty please, can I be on the ballot? And then they'll be like, sure, she go through all these loops and bounds and bureaucracy and signature process, and we're not going to guarantee you're going to be on the ballot. And that's exactly what happened here. That's exactly what happened. But let's go back in history because North Carolina is relevant to this. In 1932, really. I don't think in America that there used to be ballot access restrictions until the 1930 after the 1932 election. It's what I think happened. Because, like, for example, in the state of North Carolina, the Socialist Party of America ran in 1932 their national campaign of Norman Thomas, the successor to Eugene Debs. And Norman Thomas received almost 1 million votes that election year. It's a response to the depression that was going on. Like Joey McColran said in our chat several weeks ago, that the Democratic Party, FDR, used enough social democratic rhetoric to kind of codify, workers into thinking that the Democratic Party is the party to pursue a workers' agenda. And but really, what happened was that they hated the competition with the Socialist Party. They did not want the Socialist Party to supplant them or to undermine them. And so North Carolina created an extreme process of ballot restriction where it was virtually impossible for third parties to be on the ballot for the longest time in North Carolina. Now, and that helped pave way to destroying a lot of ballot lines for the Socialist Party in America throughout the country and other political parties as well. And that's my point right there. And so I believe that is where it started. Nobody's really had a discussion about where it started, but it seems like that's where a lot of the ballot access restriction started taking place. They didn't want viable socialist parties or viable even communist parties or what have you around the country to cause a havoc in this country. So they wanted to drive the left out of the electoral movement to keep us in a two-party dystopia, electoral dystopia. And they succeeded in that regard. Whereas in Great Britain, the British Labour Party supplanted the Liberal Party, the British Liberal Party. In Canada, the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, which became the New Democratic Party, didn't exactly supplant the Liberal Party, but they were influential enough to make it so where Canada can have the nice things that America can't quite have yet, and that what Great Britain was able to achieve. And so we're the last country in the industrialized Western world not to have a viable, dominant social democratic or labor party, or even a strong, viable third party movement that's labor or social democratic or socialist in this country. We're the only country in the Western world. Just think about that. It's no wonder why this country's a mess. But anyway, well, they decided to go after the Greens, and as I said, it's not just enough that they go and try to make life a living hell for Bernie Sanders running for president 2016-2020. They have to do that against the Greens too, and that's exactly what happened. So suffice to say, Matthew Hoh, I hope that that the Green Party of North Carolina and his campaign is restored to its rightful place on the ballot. And if by any chance that the Green Party cannot get on the ballot in November, I'll be damned that the Democratic Party is going to get my vote in this state. They will not get my vote. If they were trying to sit there and take away choices so they can go and have an advantage over the Republicans, and that by forcing people like myself to choose between the two, I'm not going to play their game. I will not play their game. I am not going to play their game at all. I'm scared to death of the Republican Party, and so are corporate Democrats for that matter. But you know what? They got to learn too. They got to learn. So, just I'm used to this country being miserable. So, let them enjoy the misery too, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the Republicans and the damage they can do, as far as the Democrats are concerned. Because why the hell should we go and just keep rewarding the Democrats as they go and spit in our face? Because that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do every fucking time. And I'm tired of this shit. I fucking mean it this time. I said, I'm through with the Democratic Party. And I end up going back to the Democratic Party in a very limited capacity. I have not, the only time I've actually, in my past 30 years, voted for a full Democratic slate from 1996 to the present was the 2006 election. I did vote a straight ticket for the Democrats in that election. Other than that, I have pretty much, it's been pretty much mostly Green Party, Socialist Party, smattering, maybe an individual Democrat here and there, the occasional once in a blue moon Libertarian. And I did vote for one Republican who candidate for a local office who was a friend of the family, somebody that was close to my grandmother. They went to the same church. They couldn't do any damage locally for a local office politically. I'll be like, what the hell? Seemed like a nice person. So that's I won't have an issue with there. But the Democrats, as I said, do this shit. You got to pay. You took away Bernie Sanders as my choice in 2016, 2020. You're taking away my Green Party choice in 2022. And you're not offering a candidate for any of these offices that you're offering me candidates who are basically Republican light, like you normally do. Democrats, why the fuck should I go and reward you with my vote? You don't like us on the left. You don't need us. You said so yourself. You pretty much said so. We don't like you. We don't need you. That's pretty much what they say. We don't want you. We don't like you. We don't need you. But you better support us anyway. And if you don't and we lose, we blame you. Well, fuck you. Yeah, that's where I stand. Fuck y'all. Democrats. It's easy to blame the fucking Republicans. I talk enough shit about the Republicans all day long, but damn, Democrats. Y'all just as sorry as they are, and they're like a freight train of 200, 300. Yeah, they're like a freight train, 150 miles an hour, causing the damages. You Democrats are causing the damage at 55 miles an hour. The damage is still done. Whether it's done at 150 miles an hour or it's done at 55 miles an hour, the damage is done. And as I said, there's no $15 hour minimum wage, no Medicare for all, no, not even a public option, no prescription drug reforms, no infrastructure. No infrastructure that's not connected with corporate welfare. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. And then you ask us, you have your nerve to ask us to vote for you? I'm glad that people are finally standing up against Biden and company? No, absolutely not. Bring back the Green Party, nothing less. I demand for the Green Party to be back on the North Carolina ballot. Now, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, comment anyway. We will have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, I'm Willie Bragg. And I want to let you know to always reject corporate media, because they have absolutely nothing to offer us. Absolutely nothing at all. So let me conclude by saying to you all, music, okay? And we will talk again another time. Take care.